Okay, so I am going to show you guys how to skin your character now. That's not like skinning an animal. It's skinning is the term we use to say that we're going to actually use our joints and they will drive the mesh. Okay, so they're actually going to start controlling the mesh at this point. First thing to do to start the skinning is you want to select all of the joints that you want to control the mesh. And so I'm just going to select all of these, and then I will deselect the nodes that don't need to be in there. So I'm going to deselect these effectors for the IK handles and everything else except for the cog. Yeah, we don't need the cog in my scenario because I have multiple joints at the same location as the cog. Now, with that done, I can shift select, or actually rather than that, I'm going to select all of the mesh pieces. So I have my entire model selected. Then I'm going to go hold down my space bar, go to skin, bind skin, and smooth bind. Now if you don't have this option, let me back up. It's because you're not in your animation menu set up here. If you don't have it up here at the top, then you change this to animation. Okay? Or if you don't have it when you hold down your space bar, you need to go to your hotbox and then turn on show animation and show hide animation. Okay, so that's how you'll get to it. Okay, and then we're going to go to the bind, smooth bind option box. We want to bind to selected joints. We want to bind, our bind method is closest distance. Our skinning method will be classic linear. And our normalized weights will be set to interactive. And the weight distribution is based off of distance. Allow multiple bind poses. Sure, why not? And our maximum influences is set to 1. And then something that always throws everybody off is you want to make sure that this maintain max influences is unchecked. Okay? It will give you some headaches if you don't. Then it has this drop-off rate. It's set to 4 currently. And what the drop-off is, it's a measure of units in Maya where it's going to start evaluating when it stops evaluating a joint. So if you take any given joint in this on the skeleton, it will stop being evaluated if it's more than 4 units away from that particular joint. So if a vertex is more than 4 units away from a joint, then it's no longer going to belong to that particular joint. Okay. Remove unused influences. Sure. Then we'll click bind. Okay. So now, if I were to select a joint on my character, I can actually move it around, and my character is going to move. It looks hideous. I'm aware of that. But she does. Okay. So now adjusting that is to be totally honest, can be a very time-consuming process. And so that's what I'll be teaching you guys in the next few tutorials. Essentially, that is called painting weights. And let me turn off meshes for a second. And now we can see this work that we did on the leg. you can kind of see it working. So the leg's moving, and it actually looks, halfway decent by default. Okay, so I'm gonna start a new video, and we'll be adjusting the weighting for this character.